All right, so hello everyone, welcome to the Live Well Kingston Commission. It is August 18th at 4:18. We're gonna start this meeting off. And let's do a quick round of introductions. I'm gonna start with the people in this room first and then we'll pass it on. So I'm Emily Flynn, the Director of Health and Wellness for the City of Kingston, and I'm gonna pass it to Anna.
And I'm Anna Brett. I am a commissioner I have been on since the very beginning, and I'm a retired health educator, administrator from Kingston City Schools.
Lori.
I'm Lori Ferguson. I am a commissioner for Live Well Kingston. I'm a nurse and a nutritionist, and I volunteer at People's Place.
Thank you. Do you want to choose who to pass it to? Pass it?
Pass it to, I can't see the names. Troy Ellen. Sorry.
That's quite all right, Lori. Thank you. I'm Troy Ellen Dixon. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I am a commissioner and chair of the commission. And I will pass it to Melinda.
Hi everyone, I'm Melinda Herzog and I am the Healthy Communities Program Leader at Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County and a Live Well Kingston Commissioner. I'll pass it to Heidi.
Hi, I'm Heidi Kirschner, pronouns she, her, aya, and I am a commissioner also on the Playwell commission. I'm with the YMCA of Kingston and Ulster County, and I'll pass it on to Katie.
I'm Katie Sheehan Lopez, is she, her pronouns, and I am the Regional Farm School Coordinator at Cornell Cooperative Extension, and I am the Chair of Eat Well Kingston.
You have to pass it on to me.
Yes, I do. Pass it to Douglas.
I'm Doug Coop. I'm an alderman on the Common Council, Ward 2, which is uptown. And I am the council liaison to this committee. So I sit in, listen. If anything I could do, I'll try and help.
All right, thank you all. And so I just did a quick calculation. I actually do think we do have quorum because we've got 5 out of the 9 commissioner. Oh, we do not have a quorum because of the remote laws. I take that all back. No matter what, we weren't going to have quorum. So,
So we're not going to do any minutes or anything.
Yeah, so I think that we'll have to postpone the approval of the minutes of August. This is August of July for September. So we'll move past that. And if we're ready, we can jump right into the Eat Well report. Katie is our chair of Eat Well Kingston, or Eat Well. And Katie, do you want to take it away? And then I can try to support you in any way that you'd like.
Sure. So I'll give my update. And I was trying to figure out the last time I was at this meeting and I couldn't really figure it out. So I've just given kind of an update of what we've been doing since January. That feels about right. So hold on, got my notes here. All right, so this year we continue to meet every other month. So we meet on the even months, the first Wednesday morning of the month. We've been meeting all virtually the whole time. So we've had guest speakers at each of the meetings. So in February, we had Katie Condra and Joe Greenberg talk about the Community Fridge Project. In April, we had the Hudson Valley Current. In June, we had the Ulster County food waste legislation. So we had Amanda Laval and Europa McGovern. And we also had, so that was a whole food waste theme. And we had the Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency talk about their commercial composting program. And then just this last month, in the beginning of August, we had the Institute for Animal Happiness. And they talked about the Hudson Valley Veg Fest and some of the programming they're doing with People's Place. And then in October, we have Tim Wiedemann coming to talk about the Ulster County 2040 Working Group, kind of focusing on the food portion. And then in December, Brianna coming from Feed HV to talk about their food rescue program. And so that's the plan for now. And then we'll revisit 2022 in December. We also have an updated action plan. So can I share my screen? We passed it as a committee or approved it as a committee in June. Sorry, it still says I can't share. It's the action plan for the remainder of 2021 and 2022.
Roy Ellen, could you let Katie share her screen?
No, I got it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm not the host anymore. When Emily.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I saw Emily working hard at something. So, so this is, I'm not going to go through this line by line. If you would like to read it in detail, I'm happy to email it out to you. So we kind of simplified, and I'll just kind of go through the goals, but leave every strategy for some leisure reading if you'd like. So goals would be to enhance communications about opportunities in Kingston to eat healthy food. And we have some goals and some external goals for that. So that's why there are 2 blue boxes. And this one is to increase access to healthy, low-cost food in Kingston, which includes supporting KEFC, Kingston Emergency Food Collaborative, and the Ulster County Farm to School Working Group, and any community kitchen projects that happen. Oh, that's it. I thought there was a 3rd one, but I think it's because I consolidated a couple. So those are the overall goals. And again, happy to email that out if anyone wants to take a deeper look. I'll just leave it here if there are any questions right now.
Katie, so I'm gonna email this out to everyone after the meeting since we're looking at this on a small screen and I'm not able to share it at this time. So I'll email it out after this meeting.
Okay. Great. Okay. So then my other update is that, so you may have noticed in my introduction, I have left my position as SNAP-Ed nutrition educator, and I'm now the regional farm to school coordinator for a 6-county region in the Upper Hudson Valley. So right now it's 3 days a week. And so I still have some time and flexibility in my schedule to continue as the chair of Eat Well Kingston. Eventually that may change. And so right now we're not actively looking for a new chair for Eat Well Kingston, but it's something that may happen in the future. So that transition is, we don't know a timeline, but maybe in the next 6 months or so. So I'm still employed at Cornell Cooperative Extension. I'm still reachable at the same email address and still involved of just the handing off eventually some of my responsibilities to someone else, maybe the new SNAP-Ed educator who's starting next week, or another committee member that wants to take on that responsibility. So, and that's it. And then we have a Kingston Emergency Food Collaborative update. Do you want me to do that, Emily, or did you want to?
If you don't mind, yeah, I'm not able to look at it while I'm zooming right now.
Okay, so we wanted to share the 1-pager that Troy Ellen did most of the hard work of drafting this. So still in a draft form. There we go. Okay. So this is, it's, like a front and back, really just an overview of what the KEFC is and does. So we have the mission, start with the vision, the mission, and then the values, which are, so sorry about that. So the values are really central to how KEFC operates. So, it's really important to have that, on the paperwork that we're, sharing as outreach to the community. And then we're also using this as a way for potential new members to get involved. So there's a little bit of background and a little description of each of the working groups, and then a way for anyone who's interested to find out more or be in touch with one of the working group coordinators so they can be roped into meetings and become more involved to whatever level they would like to be. So it's going to be edited and eventually will be shared out, at public events and with the community. Emily, did I miss? Oh, Tryon.
It actually has been approved.
Oh, okay. Just
It
you
was
didn't take the word draft.
right. I just haven't, finalized it because it needs to get translated. I need to send it off to Farm Hub to their.
They did approve. You're right. Okay. I'm sure I was part of that vote, but
No, that's all right. I had to check the KEFC notes to make sure that I wasn't making it up. So there you have it.
we have it. So that's that. I'll stop sharing that screen, but we can share that document out with anyone who wants to take a closer read.
That's good.
And I mean, there's lots of other KEFC activities. I don't know how much of an update we wanted to give. Emily, what do you want to add?
I mean, I don't know that I'm going to present it any better than you will. I guess I would just say that the coalition is moving along strongly. We know we have our Wednesday main meeting where we try to bring everyone together. That's a great place for any kind of organization that self-identifies as related to food can join us. And then the subcommittees that are on that one pager that we'll share out is doing quite a bit of work right now. There was a lot of talk in today's meeting about upcoming events. So we're talking about trying to make an action plan in the food collaborative so that we really plan out all of the different activities and events. It's a very ambitious group. They're very active, very productive. Troy, Ellen, Katie, I'm sure I'm forgetting things in this moment. Chime in, please.
Staff. That we have actually staff that because we realize that as a collaborative, non-hierarchical, but everybody's sort of coming from different places, and we really have a critical mass of work that needed to get done. So we have 2 staff members, Ethan Barnett and Emma McCarthy, who had worked with us earlier in the year when we did a ramp up out of Andy Murphy of meal distribution, and now are working with us in a part-time consulting basis. Ethan is primarily involved in education and outreach and systems change. Emma McCarthy is primarily involved in direct service and production and procurement, but there's a lot of overlap and support. They work very closely together and they figure it out. So they, fortunately, we've been able to do this because we have a grant from Novo Foundation, and currently our fiscal sponsor with no fee is Radio Kingston. As part of their community fund, they're able to pay these people. Longer term, we are looking for a home for the, for the position. And the positions. So we're working on that as well, whether it'll be a fiscal sponsor or another organization or whatever, we're still figuring it out. But we're very happy to have the support of just about everybody in the community to help make this happen so that it benefits folks who need help in the community.
So in that future, I mean, are they looking for space? Is that the deal that they need to operate, or you just need the funding for them?
It may be space, and Heidi, YMCA is on the list of candidates that we may be reaching out to find out if we can do this similarly to the way, I think it was Shelley Foster, Foster, who through the YMCA, her position was funded. So we've got criteria. We need to do our homework, but yes, okay. YMCA is on the list. Thank you.
Any other questions about Eat Well or the Kingston Emergency Food Collaborative?
When the guest speakers you had, a couple of them just sounded really interesting to me, especially the community composting. Are they kept somewhere that someone can go and retrieve it and listen to it?
Sorry, I have a new laptop. I'm getting used
All
to it.
right.
I did record, I have been recording the presentations. They're not, and then I emailed them out to the list. So they're not anywhere I can direct you to right now, but I can email you the links.
Okay, that's
So
good.
I'll email you all the links and you can watch
Thanks.
everyone's.
All right. Very cool.
Can you share that with all of us, Katie?
Yes, I can. I'll get email addresses from Emily afterward.
Other questions about KEFC or email? At last month's meeting, we started to kind of go into a robust conversation about seniors and food access. We haven't picked that up a whole lot in the KEFC. Sorry, I think I muted. But I think that we'll try to pick that conversation up more and address it some more within email and the KEFC. But I don't have a lot to report on it, but I did want to acknowledge that that was a conversation we had last month. Any other eat well food access points or conversation at this point? We could announce that People's Place has the new health and wellness center that they're working on.
And I left the card.
That's fine.
I think I gave you one.
You did? Yep. And People's Place is a big partner in the KEFC, along with Catholic Charities and the Everett Hodge, which is run by Family of Woodstock. They're our close partners. But then, you know, in today's meeting with the KFC, we talked a lot about all the other food pantries in our community. So there's Happy to Help and there's quite a few in our community. Katie, we should mention the food map that the KEFC developed. Do you want to mention that?
Wow, that was a big oversight. Yes, I will mention that. So we there's a working group that has developed a map of all the free and low cost food resources in the Kingston area. So I'm going to see if I can find that right now. We did it in English and in Spanish, and oh, I did find it. Hold on a second. So it's two-sided. So there's an actual map and there's a list of food, and we tried to be pretty inclusive. We definitely missed some things. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Here it comes. So this is the list side, and this is, oops, sorry.
Got it, the map side.
The map side, here it comes. There it is. So it's kind of nice. You can see where they're concentrated right along Broadway. You can see where some of the holes are. And we do plan to update this every 6 months or so, probably corresponding with the beginning and end of the growing season, so we can include changes in the farmers markets. Because usually the others pantries don't change their hours very often. So I'll include this when I send out the links to the Eat Well Kingston presentations, but just know, we do know there are mistakes. We're trying to update it before we really make copies and send it out. And if you notice anything that's off, any hours or the stars in the wrong place on the map, you can just email me and we'll try to get it updated as soon as we can.
Katie, that's great. When you get that final copy, if you could send it to me, I'd like to send it out to my entire network so that anybody who knows anybody who might need something or food or something, they can share that resource with them.
I look forward to seeing the new KEFC logo on it. Was that settled upon? Not quite.
That will happen next week, but we've got it whittled down to two very different types of logos that we've had a lot of conversation around. And I was fortunate. I have a friend that I worked with back in my advertising agency days, who's a graphic designer currently living in Toronto, Canada, but he volunteered to do this for us and has been working on, gave us like 8, I believe,
Wow.
notions originally, and we keep whittling it down. So we're being very thoughtful and intentional about, what it is. But hopefully it will be unveiled this time next month, no later than this time next month. So thanks for bringing that up also, Melinda. I had completely forgotten. There's a lot of stuff that we're working on that probably should have been worked on at the very beginning, but at the very beginning when we were ramping up and, getting 5,000 meals out the door, we didn't get to it. So now we're getting to it.
Yeah, it comes in the order it's supposed to, no worries.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
So, going back to, I think there's some very actionable work we're doing, some deliverables like the map. And then the conversations about today in the KFC was about like how to pull together different food pantries. And do we want to try to do some presentations or education that might be good for for many members of the community members, individuals, and different organizations. So I think the collaborative is really truly moving into a new phase that's very collaborative in nature, and that's really exciting to see work that's very broad in that way, and not just the direct service, which got the group going in the first place, which is still continuing, but it's neat to kind of move into this next phase of work, which is exciting. Last, I'm going to put another round. Any other questions or thoughts about that? No. All right. That was the Eat Well action plan. Thank you, Katie, so much. I know you have a family. If you need to jump off, feel free. And we'll say thank you so much for coming and presenting. And we are set. Maybe you'll come and present to us again before you're no longer the chair of Eat Well, but in case you I want to say thank you because you've been the chair of Eat Well since I think Live Well definitely came to the city at least. So thank you for all of the work that you've done for Eat Well Kingston. It's been a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. I am, I'm still around. I will still be here. And I'm going to hang out for a little while. Holden's watching PJ Masks or something. So I'll sign off when he starts to wander away and do something dangerous.
Sounds great. Thank you. Okay, so I was a short agenda for tonight, but I did also have on here commissioner terms. I wanted to bring up, and I know for some people it feels like it's just the middle of the year, but for me, I'm already starting to make budgets and plans for next year. I believe that we are going to lose some commissioners in January, and I wanted to start that conversation. It's ongoing, really, the constant looking for kind of new commissioners. Tonight really wanted to plant the seed about trying to identify different community members that might be good commissioners in 2022. Any thoughts or questions about that? Maybe you want to know, I think the people that will be jumping off is Anna.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let's see, I think Melinda, because I think that you guys are technically have served 2 terms.
Yes.
And in our bylaws, that's the end. You're welcome to come back after you take some time off.
Take a vacation. Okay, I'll take a vacation.
But technically, I think it's Anna and Melinda and Stacy. So it's my originals. So want to start planning for that because it's going to be a big loss. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we have to come up with names.
Yes, that's the call. That's the action is to.
What is that timeline? What's the time off parameter?
It might be a term. I think it might be 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
And usually it's 1 year.
I know.
On most boards.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to throw Melinda under the bus. Melinda helped me write this.
She was a little self-serving.
So you can serve 2 terms, then you have to be 1 term sitting out, but then you could go back for 2 more. Is that
Okay.
it? So
Oh.
2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, so on. So
The term is 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before,
but you could serve 2 terms.
Yes.
So that's 4 years.
Yes, but some people have come in when the term has already started. So some people have replaced terms. So unfortunately, that reduced the amount of time that they can serve in that 2 terms. Our bylaws are different than the common councils, so I can look it up directly, but it's not exactly that language that Doug just said, but it does say that you do have to take a break. I can look it up if you want to go that deep into it.
That's a good policy. I like that. Other organizations should do that.
I agree. You know, because I think sometimes as valuable as Anna and Stacy and Melinda are almost invaluable, I'm terrified to see them go. I do think it gives you a chance to step back. And I know that I've worked for different organizations, and they will kind of take as much of you as you will give. And sometimes it's hard to then step back. It does feel like a good system, even though it breaks my heart. Any questions about that?
So their terms are done at the end of this year?
December 31st, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I know it's sort of early, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Well, it's not so early, you know, when you think about it.
It's gonna roll in
That
quick.
month, yeah.
Yeah.
3 meetings away.
Yes.
Right, so in that, right, and if we wanted to sort of, yeah, so if we want to plan for it, 3 meetings isn't that far, yeah. If there's any thoughts or questions on that, we can pause for a second. Otherwise, I think I had one other thing to cover for this meeting. Are we ready to move on? It's a quick one too. And that was basically about the agenda for the next meeting. So I'm opening up a document while we're Zooming, so bear with me while I kind of go glassy-eyed for a second. In the agenda is a connection to a document that is all of our meeting dates for the year. And it's sort of a cheat sheet that I've been doing. Here, I'm gonna put a link in the chat so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is a Google Doc where I've been kind of keeping track of all of our agenda notes, all of our presentations for the year. And when you look at this, you'll see, or I can tell you as I'm talking, that we've pretty much had every focus team come and present now, at least once.
Yeah.
So I was sort of planning for next month to do the commission's action plan review. So we did that back in January or February. And so each focus team does their action plan, and then the commission's action. This is kind of the one for the overall commission. So I thought it might be a good time to go back and revisit that, see how our goals have gone. And then sort of my other follow-up question is, for October and November, what would we like to have on the agenda? Would we like, so the question for you to think about is, would we want a different focus team to come back? Would we want to request a presenter to come and speak? Would we like it to be a working session? We could work on the action plan or other things. So you don't even necessarily have to answer me in this moment unless you have a lot of clarity. You can feel free to email me and get back to me as we plan out the next couple of months of commission meetings. Am I clear in what I'm kind of asking of you all?
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Great. So looks like we'll go forward with the action plan. It sounds like you're all kind of good with that. I think that'll be a good review. And then can think about what we'd like to do the next couple of meetings. And then I've reserved the December meeting. I'm very optimistic that we could meet in person. In years past, we've done a kind of a potluck get together. So we cover a little bit of work in the meeting. One year we had a Narcan training.
Yes.
And then kind of a potluck after. So I'm reserving the December meeting to be a little bit lighter and a little bit more fun. But other than that, that's the work, or that's the questions I had for you all on the agenda here. Any questions or feedback about that?
No.
Well, you all are very easy tonight. I appreciate it. I thank you, because it's been stressful with technology. And that's all that I had on the agenda. Is there any, we could go to announcements and communications. Would anyone like to do an agency announcement or an event that they'd like everyone to know that is coming up? I'll kick us off. I have one. This Saturday, Healwell is doing a healing circle at the Academy Green Park. I don't have it in front of me, but it's in the afternoon. It's like from 1 to 5 or so. And if you're unsure, it's on the Live Well Kingston Facebook page for sure. And that's where you can find those details. We're hoping it doesn't get rained out. If it does, we might move and do another event in September. It's free. If anything, it's an excuse to come and bring a blanket and come sit in the park and hear some really relaxing music. There will be some Reiki healers, which are energy healers, and they will come around and do Reiki for free. It's just kind of a nice event for the community coming from Healwell. That's an event, an announcement that I have in this moment. Does anyone have another one from their worlds that they would like to announce to everybody?
Well, I'm not sure how well this fits into Live Well Kingston, but the Hooli on the Hudson is back. So I've been very involved in that, and that's on Sunday, September 5th. It's Labor Day weekend, full day of vendors, Irish songs and culture, and it's just a fun day for all members of the family. So if anybody's around on Sunday, September 5th, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night. And as my husband says, it closes at 9 p.m. because nothing ever comes to any good after 9 p.m.
That's true. I have two. I have the Kids Classic, which is for grade school kids. That's the morning of 9/11. It's at the stadium. And then the following day on 9/12, we have Tour de Kingston. That several rides and family rides. Family ride is free. That's kind of like a 5 to 6 mile ride. It starts at Forsyth Park. It kind of meanders around the city of Kingston, has a couple of stops. I think it goes to the Y, they turn around and then go back. And then there's a variety of different length rides, 25, 50. I think there's a dirt and gravel ride as well, or two distances. So it's a fun day. Both days should be really fun. The Kids Classic is in the morning early. It's a lot of fun. We'll probably do a freedom run of some sort in commemoration of 9/11. But a busy weekend for the Y.
I can share as well. September 9th is our upcoming Healthy Ulster Council meeting. And we have a couple of very good speakers. One happens to be Steve Noble, Mayor of Kingston. He'll be speaking on community policing in the city of Kingston. And also Evelyn Wright, our Deputy County Executive, will be speaking on Ulster County's Green New Deal. So if you're not on our Healthy Ulster Council mailing list and would like to receive an invite to the meeting, just let me know. And I also just wanted to add that with all of the work that we're hearing through Katie with Eat Well Kingston, and Katie and Troy Allen and Emily with the KAFC, reminding you that Cornell Cooperative Extension does have our wellness series, our FNAP program. It's 8 weeks that really targets the audience that is SNAP eligible. Helps teach people how to budget, helps teach people, food safety, how to use your leftovers, some cooking skills, all of those things really, really important in helping you to get back on your feet and to eat well and to help your family eat well. It's really targeting families, adults with children. And this is there, and just reach out to us. We can do online and in-person programming at this point. And Katie could speak more to it, but our new SNAP educator, Josephine, is starting next week. And she also can work with, the SNAP eligible audience, and that includes adults that don't have children, and can teach a wellness series. It'll take her a little bit to get up and off the ground. So I'd be kind of referring everyone to Marcia, but it would be, it's just a natural collaboration, I think, with families that are SNAP eligible, and really, really evidence-based programming. So we've had a lot of success with it. And also sharing just a little bit about our Relatives as Parents program. If you know grandparents or other relatives raising children, we have a very robust support group for both adults and youth that are in kinship care. So again, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to connect people to it.
Great.
I have a question, Melinda. Is the CCE Wellness Series, you called it? Are you working currently with Catholic Charities, for example, to bring that to their?
We have in the past, and Marcia Sebro has reached out to them, but trying to make the connections and I think recruitment for the program is it's often very difficult. I mean, this is an audience that you're trying to find time for once a week, 8 weeks in a row, 6 to 8 weeks in a row, and you've got kids and you've got stuff, and it is tough to get people in the program. But once we succeed and get folks in, it's a great experience. People can't say enough about it once they've experienced it.
Do you offer childcare as part of that?
We don't currently offer childcare, but children are welcome at the sessions. As a rule, it's not an issue to have them there.
Okay. Because I know other community groups, when we've offered like childcare and food, particularly if it's an evening event, that's how you can get them, because they don't have to worry about, childcare while they're out, and they don't have to worry about who's going to feed them and what time.
Right. And actually, when the children are school aged, we can do simultaneous program with the kids and the adult. So it does involve both. So it works very nicely.
Cool.
And we're willing to work with just individuals. It doesn't need to be a large group.
Okay, thank you. That's very interesting.
Melinda, do you mind if I share that information? I'm with the New Start for Women through Ulster County Community College, and they work with women who would probably, benefit from something like this. So, okay.
No, we'd love to have you share it. And I know Marcia's reached out to you. I know you did a large mailing for her.
Yeah, I'll do it again. I have no issue with
that would be great. It's the same information. So
okay.
Be awesome.
Right.
And if you could forward the information to me on the CCE Wellness Series, and I would be happy to post it on the Kingston Mutual Aid page.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Troy Ellen.
Yeah.
Any other or communications that anyone would like to do at this time? Well, good.
Just to save the date, I will give more details in the September meeting, but to save the date, KEFC is going to be hosting a community celebration. We had one earlier in the summer. It's going to be on October 3rd from 2 to 5 p.m. Venue still TBD, but probably in Midtown to improve accessibility for members of the community. And so just hold the date. Everybody's invited, and it's a free event, and it's about community and celebrating us being in community together. And yes, because we're the Kingston Emergency Food Collaborative, there will be food.
You're looking for a bigger space to have your celebration?
Well, we had the first celebration at Kingston Point, and it wasn't as well attended as we had hoped it would be. It had a good attendance, but not as well attended. And part of it we realized was the fact that it's not walkable.
Oh.
And so we're trying to come up with, YMCA actually may be on the list. I don't remember as one of the people, but we're either Big Bubble, where the Big Bubble.
Yeah, where they had the other festival a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Exactly. That was the food co-op had.
Right.
Or maybe Academy Green, something that people can
That's
get.
a good idea. Yeah, okay.
So in any event, we'll figure it out. We always do. Thank you.
All right, so I think that is the agenda. And unless there's anything else, we can call this meeting to a close early tonight. Any last call for any points anyone wants to bring up? All right, then I'll look forward to seeing you all again next month. Hopefully our technology system will be a little bit better, a little smoother. And I don't know if, I'm assuming we'll be hybrid again. We'll take it as it comes right now. So bear with me. Thank you all for that.
Thank you. I appreciate
guys.
you all.
Good night, everyone.
As you, thanks.
Bye.
Everybody.
Thank you. My gosh.
Yes.